Good evening from New York. I'm Alicia Menendez in for Chris Hayes. Today, Attorney General Merrick Garland called Donald Trump's bluff. Speaking publicly for the first time since the FBI search at Mar-a-Lago, Garland announced that the Department of Justice is seeking to release the search warrant and an accompanying list of items seized, unless the ex-president objects.
Just now, the Justice Department has filed a motion in the Southern District of Florida to unseal a search warrant and property receipt relating to a court-approved search that the FBI conducted earlier this week. That search was of premises located in Florida belonging to the former president. The department did not make any public statements on the day of the search. The former president publicly confirmed the search that evening, as is his right. Copies of both the warrant and the FBI property receipt were provided on the day of the search to the former president's counsel, who was on site during the search. The search warrant was authorized by a federal court upon the required finding of probable cause. The property receipt is a document that federal law requires law enforcement agents to leave with the property owner. The department filed the motion to make public the warrant and receipt in light of the former president's public confirmation of the search, the surrounding circumstances, and the substantial public interest in this matter.
Shortly after that announcement, we got to see a copy of the motion to unseal these documents, elaborating on Garland's argument for making them public. Quote, "In the days since the search at Mar-a-Lago, the search warrant and related materials have been the subject of significant interest and attention from news media organizations and other entities. The press and the public enjoy a qualified right of access to criminal and judicial proceedings and the judicial records filed therein. Given the intense public interest presented by a search of a residence of a former president, the government believes these factors favor unsealing the search warrant, its accompanying attachments, and the property receipt, absent objection from the former president. A judge gave the Department of Justice until tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. to speak with Trump's lawyers and determine if they will object to releasing the documents. And the motion also makes the point that Trump himself has already released a lot of information about the search, which we know is related to the federal investigation into the removal of classified documents from the White House. Quote, "On the day that the search was executed, former President Trump issued a public statement that provided the first public confirmation that the search had occurred. Subsequently, the former president's representatives have given additional statements to the press concerning the search, including public characterizations of the materials sought. As such, the occurrence of the search and indications of the subject matter involved are already public. Now, we have also just learned some key context about the events that led up to the search on Monday. NBC News confirms that Trump received a federal grand jury subpoena this spring for sensitive documents the government believed he retained after his departure from the White House. This makes clear the Department of Justice tried to get Donald Trump to give the documents back, but eventually they had to take them back. As the New York Times reports, quote, "Two people briefed on the classified documents that investigators believe remained at Mar-a-Lago indicated that they were so sensitive in nature and related to national security that the Justice Department had to act." And as we have seen, although he was the one to reveal the search publicly, the ex-president has not reacted well to it. Trump and his allies have issued a steady stream of attacks against the actions of the DOJ and the FBI. They've been claiming that the search was politically motivated, questioning the integrity of the department. Today, Attorney General Garland defended his team and confirmed that he personally approved the warrant.
Faithful adherence to the rule of law is the bedrock principle of the Justice Department and of our democracy. Upholding the rule of law means applying the law evenly, without fear or favor. Under my watch, that is precisely what the Justice Department is doing. All Americans are entitled to the even-handed application of the law, to due process of the law, and to the presumption of innocence. Much of our work is by necessity conducted out of the public eye. We do that to protect the constitutional rights of all Americans and to protect the integrity of our investigations. Federal law, long-standing department rules, and our ethical obligations prevent me from providing further details as to the basis of the search at this time. There are, however, certain points I want you to know. First, I personally approved the decision to seek a search warrant in this matter. Second, the Department does not take such a decision lightly. Where possible, it is standard practice to seek less intrusive means as an alternative to a search and to narrowly scope any search that is undertaken.
We've also seen a rise in dangerous, violent rhetoric directed at Garland, at the DOJ, and the FBI in the days since the search at Mar-a-Lago. And today, we saw an example of the terror that kind of discourse can inspire. This morning in Cincinnati, a man entered an FBI building and fired a nail gun towards personnel inside. He was also armed with an AR-15 style rifle. The suspect led officers into a standoff where he was killed. His name was Ricky Walter Schiffer, and according to officials, he was present at the Capitol during Donald Trump's insurrection on January 6th. In the wake of that alarming incident, the ongoing investigations into the ex-president are perhaps even more important than ever. And we're now all waiting for the next key piece of information in one of those several probes. What is in the warrant for the search at Mar-a-Lago? And what did the FBI find there?